Hello, this is Idodmg and welcome back to the channel. In this Diablo 4 video, I would like to talk to you about my impressions with the launch of the game. It looks like you guys are enjoying the Dwarven Realms guide videos, and I'm so thankful that you are because I have a lot of fun making them. I've been really excited for Vessel of Hatred for quite a long time, and it's finally here and I'm jumping in, and hopefully you'll enjoy talking about Diablo 4 and allow me to share my thoughts on everything new that they've added with the expansion pack. Vessel of Hatred was pretty hype for a lot of players. In fact, they even offered a pre-download of the game. They'd given us an exact day and time for the launch. We were all hype, and they actually had to end up postponing that launch time by like 8 hours, I think. But anyway, I was asleep when it actually did finally come out. Since I'm a dad and I have 4 kids, I need to sleep at night. But when I woke up in the morning, I had to re-download what I had already pre-downloaded. So it was a little bit of a rocky start there. But, you know, that's kind of Diablo 4's storyline, right, from launch to where we're at today. So let's go ahead and break it down. Here's some new stuff here in Vessel of Hatred that I like, that I don't like. Let's just go ahead and talk about it. Mercenaries were a new feature that they added with Vessel of Hatred. If you've played Diablo 3, Diablo 2, you know what Mercenaries are. Let's go ahead and talk about kind of what it looks like here in Vessel of Hatred. Again, we're not going to be doing a deep guide video or anything like that. This is really just my impressions and thoughts on everything that they've added here in the expansion. So here's what the mercenary hideout looks like. There's 4 different mercenaries that you can get. You can hire them, you can customize their skill tree, and you can also add a reinforcement ability. And I want to show it to you real quick just so you can kind of see what it looks like. So there's 4 different ones. They all do different things, and you can hire them like you would expect to. When you hire them, you have access to this skill tree over here, and you just unlock the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skill points, and you can't get any more skill points than that. Now you can respec and go down different routes if you want to. And then the way that you level up and unlock these skill points is through the rapport system. You can see you start off with 1 skill point, and then you gain 4 more skill points here. And then after that, you're done earning skill points. Beyond that, leveling up the rapport, you're going to unlock upgrades for bartering. Bartering is a new thing in this game that you can do right here. It's this bartering vendor. So more rewards will show up. You can see over here it says bartering upgrades. You can actually unlock upgrades to get better bartering stuff. Now, each of these mercenaries offers different upgrades. We're not going to go into all of them. But this guy specifically, when we level up our rapport, will give us access to defensive aspects that'll show up, as well as valuable crafting materials. You can get boss summoning materials from one of them. You can get masterworking materials just for leveling them up. And what's really cool about these aspects here is when you see the items on there, sometimes it'll be like a bag of legendary. So it's not like just you're buying an aspect. You can actually get legendary items from this. And I've actually gotten a few upgrades through this bartering system. Beyond that, as you level up your rapport, you'll continue to unlock more of the bartering coins and different rewards. It's basically just the bartering coins. It's really not that in-depth at all. Now, the skill tree and the reinforcement, I want to show you what the reinforcements are, and then we'll talk a little bit about my thoughts on the whole system. So any of these 4 you can pick. Well, let's go pick a different one here for the sake of the video. Let's enlist this reinforcement. You can look through their skills. And obviously when they first start out, you only have access to the first 2, and then you unlock more skills as you progress. Now, these skills are pretty cool, but when you start looking at them, you're going to realize that these skills either, increase your mercenary's damage. Like this one gives her a higher crit chance and things like that. Now, some of these, though, will overlap and actually affect your character. This one, for example, will give you attack speed for your character, not just for your mercenary, but for your character as well. So you kind of got to decide. And they all have different things they can do: cooldown reduction, attack speed, defensive buffs for your character. It's kind of the same way with the reinforcements in the skill tree, where you have the buffs to that specific mercenary, or you have the ones that are going to buff your character. And it seems like to me like the obvious choice would be the ones that are going to actually buff up my character. Otherwise, what's the point? I mean, if it's just like increasing the mercenary's damage by this amount that they can do this thing, I just don't really get the point in that. Now, I understand that if you can upgrade your mercenary and make it like stun something, you can deal increased damage to crowd-controlled monsters. That's a thing in the game. So that would affect your character a little bit more indirectly there. But I don't know. At the end of the day, I think the mercenary system I put a little bit of a letdown just because the simplistic skill tree, the lack of options with the reinforcements, and you can only tie one ability to a reinforcement, and then you can't put equipment on your mercenaries either. So I don't know. I'm not saying that's necessary. I just was kind of hoping for a little bit more of a complex system when it came to Diablo 4's mercenary system. Vessel Hatred added several quality of life improvements. I just want to point out my top 3 favorite that I really like. The first one here I want to point out is your currency. Down here you can see I have gold, obols, and pale marks. Now let's say I've got 20 million gold or whatever, which isn't that much. Let's say I don't want to track it anymore. You can just unpin it and then pick a different one to track. So you can switch around. You don't even have to track any if you want, but you can track up to 3, which I think is pretty cool. Another nice quality of life feature they added is you can actually favorite a waypoint now. It used to be that when you teleport, like if you're out in the world or whatever, you just go to like the nearest by waypoint, I think. And now you can actually right-click to set your favorite waypoint. So whenever you hit your waypoint, you know exactly where you're going. So if you're out doing whispers, you can tie it to the tree of whispers for your turn-ins. Or if you're doing a bunch of gear farming and you know you're going to be needing to go to town to do some crafting in town, you can tie it to a main city hub, whatever you want. It's just, I love that. It just saves a little bit of extra time. In rank 3, for one of my favorite quality of life features they add that I like is the auto pin system. It used to be that whenever you wanted to go to an objective on your map, you would click on it and then you would have to right click to put your pin down. But now when you click on the objective, it straight up pins it for you. This is kind of a love-hate relationship because I gotten so trained from playing before this update. I got so trained to clicking on one and then right-clicking the pin to put it down. And I just do it out of muscle memory now. So now when I do that, I click and then remove the pin and then have to it's a nice quality of life feature, like if you're not used to old bad habits, I guess. So it's an expansion, and I know, for me anyway, I kind of got blurred between what's expansion content and what's seasonal content, and the seasonal content for Season 6 is Hatred Rising, and what they've added in is a new consumables that you can get through a dungeon called the Seething Realms. So the consumables that you get in there are called opals, and I believe there's 4 different types. There might be more types that I just haven't found yet. And you consume it. It's a 30-minute buff. It's going to increase your XP, allow you to gain reputation with the seasonal faction, as well as allow you to target farm a specific thing. So there's certain opals that you can get that are going to increase your equipment drops. There's some for gold drops, material drops, and there's other ones that I'm forgetting right now, but these are nice consumables, but they only last for 30 minutes, and I'm constantly forgetting. 30 minutes flies by when you're playing this game. So I'm constantly forgetting to refresh that 30-minute buff. I'm having to literally set a timer on my Alexa every 30 minutes to remind me to update my buffs. I wish that, like, if I know it's going to go stream for 4 or 5 hours or whatever it is, that I could just stack up the buffs and let them last for that entire duration. I think that'd be really awesome. But the Seething Realm, so the way that this works is you go to the Realm Walker, and it spawns all the time on the map. There's really hardly any downtime for this event to happen. And it's a giant thing on the map. You go fight it, and you have to follow it around, killing ads. And then when you finally take the thing down, it'll die, and then you can go in the portal into the actual dungeon. You run it. It's not really that special. There's some random events that can spawn in there, I guess, that are kind of cool. And then at the end, you get those opals. Now, the event part of it, I personally am already kind of just irritated by, or kind of getting just sick of, because I don't like having to follow a giant boss around that I can't even damage directly. It just feels like it's kind of an unnecessary time restriction just so that I can get into that dungeon. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do it to get those opal, those buffs that we talked about. And yeah, the dungeon's nothing really that special. So I don't know, the events, it's not like the event's bad or anything. It's just, I feel like it's just kind of a chore that I need to do to be playing efficiently. Another new thing they added is runes and rune words. The way the runes work is you have the top part that allows you to gain a new resource called offering. And when you gain enough of an offering for doing whatever it is, you then allow an effect to occur. So I have one that takes 2 seconds off my cooldown whenever I evade a set number of times or whatever. Now these rune words, I was pretty hyped for, and they kind of feel like an afterthought. Like I've planned out a couple builds already. And when I'm planning my build, it's just rune words feel like more of an afterthought than like a main highlight of the build. And maybe that's their purpose and intent. The rune words are okay. I haven't unlocked the best ones in the game. I don't even know what they are yet. I don't look up guides or anything. I just like to play and enjoy the game at my own pace. So maybe my opinion will change. Maybe we'll find some more awesome overpowered runes. Another thing you can do with runes is you can actually cast skills from other classes. So I'm playing a Spiritborn. There's one that I can get that when I do a certain thing, I can cast Earthquake for the Barbarian. Well, this is cool. I can't see the Barbarian tooltip on the rune without Googling it or going and getting on a Barbarian class. I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to see that tooltip in-game on the rune. A couple more things, and we're just going to kind of quick fire here. I just wanted to get my initial impressions of the game out here. I've been playing the Spiritborn. It's pretty fun. The Spiritborn, you probably know about, has 4 different spirits. You have the Eagle Spirit, Jaguar Spirit, Gorilla, and then your Centipede. Centipede, so you have Poison, Gorilla being your defensive, Jaguar being fire, Eagle being electricity, I think it is. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, I'm going to go the Jaguar route or the whatever it is. What I've noticed with Spiritborn is you don't really just want to go one of the spirits. You want to kind of mix and match because they all provide great bonuses. And I suggest looking into all of it to really make an awesome build, because if you just go into one route, like if you go full Gorilla, you're probably going to be lacking a little bit of damage capabilities. And if you go full Jaguar, Eagle, or Centipede, you're going to be missing some defensive capabilities. But I'm planning on more tips and tricks and like guide videos and all that fun stuff where we'll really dive deep into it. Again, this is just me sharing my opinion and thoughts on the launch. Last few things here is the Undercity. The Undercity is a new mode, and you can get map modifiers to change what rewards you get and difficulties of it. It's pretty cool. It's basically like if Greater Rifts from Diablo 3 could be modified in a way. It's pretty fun. I actually kind of like the Undercity. It's pretty chill. And then you have the Dark Citadel, which I just dipped my toes into today. We actually cleared the first 2 wings. I think there's 3 wings total that you can clear. It's what people are calling raids. It's the content. You have to have at least 2 players to even enter the dungeon. You literally can't even enter the wing unless you have 2 players. And then you can play with up to 4 players. The mechanics in there, initially I was like, dude, this is annoying. But the more we dug into it and kind of strategized and learned of the fights and figured it out, we can now do it quickly and efficiently. And actually the learning process was really fun. It's something I really haven't experienced in an action RPG in quite some time. The other thing I want to say about the Dark Citadel is obviously it is required to be multiplayer. If you want people to play with, hop on the DMGCREW Discord if you want. I'm usually playing quite a bit, and I'm always down to slay demons with ya. Overall, I'm enjoying my time with Vessel of Hatred. Let me know down in the comments, are you picking this up? You skipping it? And I can't thank you enough for hanging out with me here today and talking about Diablo 4. And that's going to wrap it up for this Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred initial impressions video. Don't forget that like and subscribe button if you think I've earned it. Please consider becoming a YouTube channel member today. You're going to unlock some pretty cool perks, such as early access to videos, behind the scenes footage, as well as some fun blooper reels that I find while I'm editing videos. And also the support helps me and the family out a lot. But don't forget, your view alone means the absolute world. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.